Surprisingly, Lin Yao appeared. Lin Yao successfully compensated for the loss left by Amu. People unexpectedly discovered that, in some aspects, Lin Yao successfully replaced Amu, inheriting and developing the ornamental nature of Amu's patio. According to the insiders, Lin Yao had always placed herself in an infinite utopian world, refused to admit that she was in the countryside, and had a mouthful of unskillful Mandarin. She insisted on calling Amu husband and posted some bread paper beside the hall, chicken coop, and toilet, wrote living room, horse farm, and bathroom. Lin Yao always has 2 silk flowers, a pair of butterflies, or something else, symmetrically decorated on her head. On sunny days, Lin Yao would take out her beddings and bask under the sun. Then she would take a small bench and sit next to the beddings, under the big sun, hold a thick book in her hand. The sun's rays at noon were too strong, so Lin Yao would take out her sunglasses, put them on, and study carefully, like intoxicated. Some people often gather as 2s and 3s at the entrance of Amu's patio. They don't cross the threshold, but look at Lin Yao from a distance. Her weird, addicted, tranced, and drunken look is really funny. Lin Yao doesn't look at them. She's absolutely in a world with no one. Although Lin Yao looks funny, she looks down on ordinary people. The teachers in the school heard about Lin Yao's situation, and they were bored after lunch, so they came to have a look. "Miss Lin, are you reading?" Teacher Gao said slowly. As soon as Teacher Gao entered the door, Amu took the basked beddings home. Teacher Gao saw it in his eyes, smiled, and said, "This Amu." Saying that, Teacher Gao grabbed over the book in Lin Yao's hand. "What book are you reading?" Lin Yao snatched the book, tearfully patted the cover of the book, and said, "It's all love here." Teacher Wang said, "Teacher Gao doesn't want your love. He's just borrowing your book to have a look." Teacher Gao smiled, took his eyes to find Amu's father, and said, "Amu's dad, how many eggs do your horses lay a day?" Amu's old dad loaded smiles and said, "The children are playing. As being bored, the children wrote it for playing." Teacher Gao patted Amu's head and said cordially, "Amu." Lin Yao walked up and pulled away Teacher Gao's hand. Her face was a little unhappy. Teacher Gao laughed, put his hands on his back, and said, "I'm Amu's teacher. I have taught the first grade for 5 years. 4 of them were for Amu." The teachers laughed, and Amu's dad had already taken out cigarettes, and he delivered them one by one. Teacher Gao buried his head, lit a cigarette from Amu's old dad's palm, spit it out very slowly, and said, "Amu, you're so lucky. Married a wife? Very good. Very nice. Loves reading. Your wife has a pretty good figure." Lin Yao came to her mind when she heard Teacher Gao praise her figure, and her figure was Lin Yao's most proud thing. Lin Yao squeezed to Teacher Gao's side, blinked, and said, "I'm Willowy." A burst of laughter from the teachers broke out after a second. It could be seen that they wanted to hold it, but could not. A late and knowing laugh is very pleasant. Amu's old dad could not understand Lin Yao's words, but he could see the ugliness of his daughter-in-law from the teachers' laughter and postures. Amu's old dad turned his face and ordered Amu, "Amu, why don't you get water for the teachers?" The teachers laughed so hard that they couldn't stand up straight. They arched their backs, waving to Amu, with bending over and wiping the tears from their eye sockets. They exited the patio. This is the happiest day for teachers in the village. They brought Willowy back to the school, and in the afternoon the word Willowy flew around in the village, like unexpected heavy snow, covering the whole village in a blink. Willowy sounded one after another. The villagers not only succeeded in turning those 2 weird pronunciations into entertainment, but they also regarded them as incantations and taboos. 2 weeks later, When two female teachers were quarreling in the principal's office, they turned over shit bowls on each other's head with Willowy, and one said, "I'm so afraid of you. I'm telling you, if you willowy again, I can pitch you to death." The other showed no weakness, immediately replied, "You are willowy. Your entire class is willowy. Your whole family is willowy."